Shreveport Bossier, the gateway to Northwest Louisiana's sportsman's paradise. Riverboat casinos, non-stop gaming action. Louisiana Downs, a top thoroughbred racetrack. The fast lane to fun, frolic, and fishing. That's right, bass fishing. The big-name attractions like Harrah's, Casino Magic, and the Horseshoe Casino grab the tourist attention. But bass anglers are betting on the Red River. Backwater sloughs with now familiar names like Shaw's, Fort Bayou, Capiana Lake, and Clark's Marina are the lure for visiting Bassmasters.
Once known as the Unruly Red, a stream of red mud in the spring, the Red River waterways, dams, and locks have changed all that, creating a bassin bonanza.
Oh, stay peg, mama. Yes, yes. That's what we're looking for right there, boys. That's the kind of fish that are in here.
From the launch point at Shreveport Stoner Park, the tournament waters extend south 66 river miles into pools numbers 5 and 4. However, most contestants opt to fish in the upper pool rather than lose fishing time in the locks.
Bass fishing, a game of change. Adjusting to conditions and seasonal bass movements are building blocks in the foundation of a solid tournament game plan. Michael Iaconelli of New Jersey is well aware most bass are post-spawn.
Water temp 70 now. It was about 60 3 weeks ago, so they were just about to go in the beds. And what you had is most of these fish were shallow in the very back of this oxbow in 3 or 4 foot of water. So basically what had happened is there's still some bucks up there and there's still some guys catching those smaller fish. But a lot of these post-spawn females had moved out to this deeper ridge, which basically runs the whole length down the shore all the way to the back. So my pattern in finding bigger fish has been finding deeper water. 7 to 8 foot seems like it's best. We're in 13 right here, so that first inside line's been real good for me.
No newcomer to the Bassmaster Tournament Trail, Michael Iaconelli faced the Professional Invitational Tour, narrowly missing qualifying for the Bassmasters Classic in the Eastern Pro Division.
I'm real confident. I feel real comfortable at this level of tournament. I was a little disappointed. I fell a little short for the Classic this year from the Invitationals. I came in 11th overall. So this would be nice to come in and make it this way. It would be real justifying for me.
However, there are still bumps in the road to the Classic. The Eastern Federation is loaded with seasoned veterans. Delaware's Bruce Lynch, for sure. A 4-time Wrangler National finalist, the Classic prize just slipped out of his grasp last year. He's dedicated, determined, and he's doing it.
What I've been doing mainly is flipping this Gambler Super Tube in the thickest matted stuff I can find.
Mike Iaconelli is pitching and flipping a 1/2 ounce homemade jig. The shape of the jig head is different, and so is his retrieve. In most cases, a jig presentation is used to probe the structure, working the bait over the bottom. Iaconelli is actually swimming the lure. With overcast skies, bass suspend off the bottom.
I'm fishing real fast. Like I said, I'm not fishing it like a traditional jig. Even my partner was saying earlier that I'm fishing it more like a spinnerbait than anything else, because these fish are suspended. So actually letting it sink to the bottom is almost a waste of time.
This isn't the Bassmasters Classic just yet. But for these Wrangler BASS National finalists, it's their Major League of Bassin. A drive-in weigh-in inside the Shreveport Civic Center Exposition Hall, the doorway to fishing fame and fortune. From here, 5 anglers continue to live the dream and compete in the World Championship Bassmasters Classic, July 29th, 30th, and 31st in New Orleans. Almost 3,000 bass clubs from 46 states and 5 foreign countries are the backbone of the BASS Federation program.
Not being in the Federation, I really didn't understand or appreciate it until I was competing against those guys in my first Classic back in 1986, Louisville, Kentucky. But they work so hard and they're so dedicated. I've said this before, and I've upset some of the guys that I compete against on the top 100 circuit. These guys are the true fishermen. To be a professional fisherman is one thing because you have backing. These guys are doing it because they love the sport and they're here to stay. Let's weigh these 5. Don's loading them up over here. You need 15.5 to take the overall lead.
Not a problem.
Not a problem, he says.
Total weight, 22 pounds, 4 ounces. Mark it, 22.4.
22.4.
An impressive 5-bass start for Delaware's Bruce Lynch, and almost a 5-pound lead in the overall standings. Michael Iaconelli, also in the Eastern Division, ranks second with 17 pounds, 10 ounces. Louisiana's own Rodney Wagley of Baton Rouge is third with 16 pounds, 7 ounces. Followed by Joe Kreitz of Arkansas. Both are in the Central Division. Michigan's Art Ferguson in 5th leads the Northern Division with 14 pounds, 11 ounces. Rounding out the leaderboard, the North's William Wilson of Wisconsin, 6th, followed by Mike Edrington of Kansas. South Africa's Justin Barkeweiser, Renaud Pelletier of Washington, the Western frontrunner, and in 10th place, Jay Rodovitz of Rhode Island.
What would it mean to you to win this tournament and receive the Brian Kerschel Award?
It would mean everything to me. Ever since last year where I did poorly on the last day, that's all I thought about all year long. And said if I ever get that chance again, that I was going to do my best and hopefully not falter. Well, it's big, but we'll take him.
Bruce Lynch is zeroed in on a pattern within a pattern, targeting the key cover.
Pull up here and it all looks good. Seems like anything vertical I can't get bit on. Got to be something there horizontal. Preferably a lot of stuff. Just seems like the thicker the better. They're in here.
Changing conditions forced Michael Iaconelli to change his lure presentation.
Didn't realize until I had one hit my jig after it was laying on the bottom that those fish had moved down from the water column. They weren't suspended like they were yesterday with the cloud cover.
The leaderboard in the Central Division may flip-flop. Arkansas's Joe Kreitz is boating keepers this morning. But Louisiana's Rodney Wagley, yesterday's leader by 1 pound, 3 ounces, is struggling.
I know what they want. They want to be left alone is what they want. They done been harassed so much.
Western Division leader Renaud Pelletier feels good about his classic chances.
I thought I got a bite.
Over in the Southern Division, we best keep a camera on North Carolina State student Chris Elliott. He won his first bass tournament at age 13.
Good call. The Classic's my ultimate goal. My goal was to win my division. And I came down here saying if I can get 40 to 45 pounds for 3 days, that's really the goal I'm shooting for. And if I don't win with that, I'd still be happy with myself.
Art Ferguson is averaging more than a dozen keepers a day on a twin-tail gruff, and at a pace to stay on top in the Northern Division race.
That'll help.
Stay tuned. This Red River fishery is red hot and may break the all-time Wrangler BASS national total weight record of 1,412 pounds, 10 ounces. Whoa, that won't help much.